What's up, guys? It's Crash, and just got done watching the Call of Duty Next and wanted to do just a short reaction video. There is so much there, and we're going to get in depth with it tonight on the scope with Call of Duty weapons expert Buffner Gaming. We're going to have a special episode of the scope tonight and talk about it more in depth, but I wanted to talk about just a few of the surprises. A lot of the stuff we talked about when it comes to leaks and everything like that actually came out to be true. How DMZ works, the vehicle mechanics, the water mechanics, a lot of this stuff we talked about on this channel for a while. It wasn't surprising, but there were a few things that have people kind of wondering how this game is going to play. And honestly, I'm kind of surprised how much they actually changed from Modern Warfare 2019 when it comes to mechanics and stuff like that. So I thought some of the things that were really cool that got me excited was some of the tactical equipment. There are cameras like Rainbow Six Siege. The hostage modes is something that is going to be like the hostage mode in Rainbow Six is going to be in the beta. So PlayStation people will get to play it this weekend. I'll have to wait until the next weekend. Throwable cams, there's inflatable decoys. We talked about this stuff, but I thought those were kind of things that maybe were pitched in the meetings but didn't ever make it to the game. It seemed like a lot for Call of Duty to do something like that, but they did it. All that stuff is there. There's different ways to hold pistols. The reload animations and stuff looked really good. The Gunsmith 2.0, we talked about that on yesterday's episode. We got to see a lot of the 6v6 maps. S&D I think is going to be really fun. It kind of leaves me wondering what to do with my channel, because I feel like a lot of people who got used to the Call of Duty movement, the slide canceling stuff over the years, are going to be in for a change. And it doesn't sound like, well, you guys know how Twitter is. It always puts controversial takes in front of you, so you want to chime in. The algorithm, you know, tries to get people to comment and reply and stuff like that and basically fight each other on Twitter. But a lot of people are upset about how the gameplay seems to be slowed down and a little bit more tactical. And honestly, as a boomer, that gets me really excited. I love using positioning and movement and kind of my wits to get in good places and use the map. Movement and quick reflexes if I have to, as quick as can be for an old man. But that kind of gameplay kind of gets me excited and slowing it down just a little bit. It appears that the mini map isn't going to be the same. The red dots aren't going to appear when people shoot without suppressors. People are pretty upset about that. A lot of this stuff I actually like. Slide canceling is no longer in the game, so I think that is really good. There's a dive mechanic now, which kind of makes more sense. They did show off the Warzone 2 map, and Warzone 2 is much different. Loadouts are not as easily obtainable. They're not really obtainable at all. You have to purchase weapons at a buy station and then purchase upgrades for them. The looting I thought was really cool. It's a lot more contextual. It's a lot more like Tarkov. So if you need stuff for healing, things like that, maybe stims, those are located in medicine cabinets in bathrooms. There's hidden caches, much like Tarkov. I think this map was really kind of designed around DMZ. They mentioned that they've worked on it for a really long time. There's hidden caches that are always there, so if you're in trouble and you memorize where these are at, much like Tarkov, you can go there and find some things. Weapons are located in like weapon boxes. There was a lot more stuff sitting on shelves. The inventory was much more like a traditional battle royale. There was a backpack. There was things you move in and out of your inventory, rather than how Warzone is now, where it's just kind of, you know, you just run through the pile of stuff and it automatically picks up what you need. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays. It looks more like Blackout than it actually does Warzone 1, so I thought that was really cool. The other thing that was interesting was the circle, instead of just closing in like normal, actually towards the end splits into 3 different circles, and then at the end those 3 circles merge and shrink. So that was something that was kind of interesting. There's proximity chat, which I don't know how that's going to work with the greater Call of Duty community. It might get a little toxic. Hopefully there's a hotkey where you can mute proximity chat, but I thought that was really wild. They're making changes to the gulag, having 2 people in the gulag, and just everything is overall quite a bit different with Warzone 2. There's a lot more vegetation. The map seems a little bit more interactive, and honestly, these are changes that I'm fairly excited about, but I get it. It's not for everybody. I'm kind of a boomer, so I understand. I know my role, I know where I sit in the community, but they got me kind of excited. And honestly, selfishly, I hope Infinity Ward sticks to their vision that they have going now, and they don't fall into having to speed it up to appease the masses, kind of, because I'm kind of excited at the prospect of slowing it down and being a little more tactical. The ground war looked really cool. I know Charlie Intel made a tweet where they said this is better than, it's more polished than Battlefield. It's a way more polished experience. That's not really hard to do with 2042. But I don't know about something like, you know, Battlefield 1, 4, 3, and stuff like that. The ground war was cool. It's 20 versus 20, and then players, and then also 20 AI on each team. There's a frontlines type mode and then a conquest type mode. So I think that's really cool. Lots of AIs everywhere. They didn't mention exact details about DMZ, but we did see some interesting looting stuff in Warzone 2 with keys and things like that looked really cool to be able to escape the gulag. So I think there's going to be quite a bit to DMZ. We'll have to see, but they did say you infiltrate on the Al Mazrah, which is the Warzone 2 map. You infiltrate on that. You do whatever you want to do. You can go hunt other players. You can kind of avoid other players. You can go in for missions. You can go into loot and then exfil. So I thought that was really cool. I mean, it's sounding like a Tarkov light, like a Psycho Frontier, something not as hardcore as Tarkov, but still that same kind of gameplay loop. Warzone 2 and DMZ, both free to play, November 16th. I thought that was super cool. So, I mean, just a lot of stuff. I hope it plays well. I hope they kind of stick to their guns. There's going to be something with raids coming out, which sounds kind of like Destiny raids or expeditions in Shatterline, something like where you go out with your friends fighting AI to do missions. There's story type missions that are going to be coming out with each season. So I thought that was really cool. Between ground war, multiplayer, Warzone 2, DMZ, like hostage modes and S&D, there is a lot of different types of gameplay, and it's going to be really interesting to see how all that lives under one ecosystem and how that goes. But anyway, guys, those are the things that surprised me that I wanted to talk about. If there's anything that you saw that was crazy, or your opinions on the whole thing, what you've seen so far. I realize no one's played it yet. Let me know down in the comments below. And again, we will be live tonight on this channel, other channels, with Buff Nerd, talking about everything. We're going to break stuff down a little bit more in depth and react to it. If you want to come hang out tonight and talk about it, while a lot of you PlayStation 5ers get a pre-download and play it soon. Yeah, whatever.